Listen, if people come to you, people like you, people open up to you, you have been a safe person for people, okay? Nothing about you has changed in regards to that, okay? You're still the same fun, safe uh, person that people can come to and be open and vulnerable with. You understand what I'm saying? And that vulnerability does not become a weapon or a tool. It doesn't become a tool to become weaponized. You feel what I'm saying? You don't weaponize that. But this is the thing. When you start growing and evolving and you start dealing with your shadow aspects of yourself and the people who once came to you were open and vulnerable with you, okay? Realize that you are doing the inner work and you are recognizing the shadow aspects of yourself. And sometimes the shadow aspects are not how you were a terrible person, because that's not what it is. The shadow aspects of you are how you did not have certain boundaries, how you let people slide when they were mishandling you, how you've allowed relationships to affect your self worth. And that's affected how you are as a whole, as a being. You feel what I'm saying? So when you start confronting those shadow aspects of you, your relationship dynamics are going to shift because this is energy. So once your frequency starts elevating, people who once were cool and open and vulnerable with you, who have not looked at the shadow aspects of themselves, who are not actually being vulnerable with themselves and transparent with themselves, right? Because sometimes it's one thing to be a shitty person to somebody. It's another thing to be a shitty person because there are things within yourself that you have not managed or you have not recognized. And two things can be true at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? But once your energy and your frequency starts changing and you realize, I want more for myself. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want friends like that. I don't want partnerships like that. I don't want relationships like this. With whoever, whether it's with family, friends, workspaces, whatever have you, right? The same people who came to you and who were vulnerable with you are no longer on your frequency, so they're gonna try to do things to dim your light. Family, friends, coworkers, they people notice when you shift. People notice when you change. Just like you can notice when people's energy changes and they become distant. They not really rocking with you like they were. And granted, you could say, oh well are um people are I just got a notification I'm gonna have to do a channel message on. Lord have mercy. What the fuck? Okay. People are God, I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. But yeah, but when you realize like people don't be fucking with you no more, people acting funny, they acting different, they acting weird, whatever like that, you know, you either say something or you just remove yourself because you already know what people's mindset is when you're having conversations with them in those vulnerable spaces. When you have a vulnerable, transparent conversation with somebody and the way they talk about things, the way they respond to things, that shows you a person's mental state. So you already know if you should try to salvage the relationship or not. Most people are not emotionally regulated. Most people you can't have conversations with without them going off or taking your life circumstances personally, or them trying to make it about them, trying to make the situation about them. Like, I say those situations about, I don't know, I'm sleepy. Fuck. But I hope you get what I'm saying. I think this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's like people will deflect. That's what I'm like. I'm hanging on to that last piece that I said because I'm like, people will deflect from the issue at hand to bring up other stuff when you're like, no, this is the matter. This is what I'm talking about. And they'll go all around that and then try to make it seem like you're the problem. You're the crazy person. And it's like, no, if you would just confront the issue that's at hand and we could talk about that instead of everything else that you're trying to convey, we can have understanding. Growth could happen. You know, relationships, you're supposed to grow with people. We're supposed to be building a community. But people operate out of ego so goddamn much. You can't even build community with these motherfuckers. You can't even build community with people nowadays because people are avoidant. They avoid you because they avoid themselves. And people be like, I'm just dealing with so much right now. No, you're dealing with things that you're choosing to avoid. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know how to detach from things that they cannot control. And to fuck around and to miss out on a good partnership, relationship, a collaboration or a dynamic because they're too busy focused on the wrong motherfucking thing. Reel it back in. Hello? Anyway, that's my hot take today. All right, bye.